pretty incredible.
Here you might think, was this travel vlog in China has anything to do with this old random school photo of European kids? Among these kids, there's future Pulitzer Prize winner Thornton Wilder. He wrote in his memoir, all the teachers and administrators were English or Scottish. Of the 120 students in the boys' school, 100 were English, about a dozen were American. The school he mentioned and stayed was not in Europe or America. These photos from late 19th century and early 20th century were taken here in Yantai after it opened up as a treaty port. The school, China Inland Mission School, or the Chefu School, was praised as the best English school on the east side of Suez Canal.
So Yantai is also one of the first places in China to open up to foreign trade during the Qing dynasty in the 1860s. Thanks to its large port, many foreign nations favoured it to do trade, and as a result opened up many consulates and trading posts in the territory. As you can see behind me, there are many examples of colonial architecture, including on the left there, you've got Finland, and just to the left of that, you've got Norway. And right behind us here, you now have the American consulate.
Among the trade, there are actually a lot of preachers also came here from other countries to bring the Christianity to this Chinese society. And we find out little interesting facts that actually the founder of Life magazine, Time magazine, and Fortune magazine, Henry Luce, was born in this city in Yantai.
British, American, French, Russian, Norwegian, Swedish, Finnish, and later Japanese came and settled. Besides trades, they also brought in their lifestyle, architecture, and religious belief. Today, you can still find those almost 100 years old house around a few, maybe the best spots in the city.
这个建筑英国多。
哦，这个里边英国的建筑比较多。
第一是美国，我听过法国、德国这个100
多年了。
Approaching the area of the British consulate. So it's a series of buildings, including this office here, which were built in the 1860s to handle the affairs of the consulate. We've got this very nice British Asian style veranda, which I think is really pretty and looks very similar to the buildings in Singapore, I thought. And as well, on top of this, we found they have the best view of the consulate. Probably because they built theirs first, they kind of just got the best spot, and the other ones had to take what was left. Let's see what the view looks like at the top. Come on, let's go. And here we are at the top. We made it. So as you can see, it's a beautiful view. From this high point, we can actually see the whole of the city.
Yeah.
Spread out, right? See over here, you can see the beach. It's got this sort of like the promenade that we walked on the other day. And then going around this way, you see a full expanse of the city. And then there's a big train station in the distance in there. You can see that's the port, and there's actually a train line going from there, the car going to the train, go directly up to this train station, and then those tracks can then go out to the rest of the country. So the logistics are really advanced.
We stand at this old watchtower surrounded by different styles of Western houses. We kind of feel like this is a foreign land. But it is not. This is a part of Yantai, and it definitely contributes to some part of the city's spirits too. Open to the unknowns. Along the way, we were also thinking, in this constant emergence of new things, what exactly hasn't changed here?
So after developing up in the 19th and 20th century, Yantai went on to become a massive port for the new China. I mean, they make and sell goods all over the world. I mean, we can see from that port we saw from the top of the hill. And the city eventually developed into a massive modern metropolis from which we can see outside the car now. I mean, you've got skyscrapers, tall apartment blocks, basically modern everything, everywhere you look. But even within this massive modern metropolis, they still managed to maintain some of their original, fisherman lifestyle. So we asked the taxi driver to take us to a local place, which he recommends, where we can taste the original flavour and see the original building within the new modern city. So it's getting near dinner time. You can see the sun setting. It's almost 6 o'clock. So on the way back, we asked our taxi driver where would be a good place to eat. Exactly.
Bring us to these. Is that is a fishing village before? And these people are the original fishermen in Yantai. each of the family actually own a boat. He mentioned like they actually go sailing to get their own seafood.
And obviously they made a lot of money doing it, because now they've built these massive houses in the place, all of which are obviously quite new and built very nicely. We noticed it's got a nice waterfall story, got a nice yard, they've grown some stuff inside, got a few pets and kind of stuff, a few nice cars. But we really liked it. It's got that nice kind of quaint feel, which can be lost sometimes in the big city.
Excited.
Here we've arrived. Haoli, which means good manners.
Be polite.
Yeah. So let's see what kind of manners they have inside. 你可以推荐一个。
红糖火烧，这个也好吃。
这是啥？
炸糕。
哦，
对，非常好。麻花这些都行，可以。馓子。
这是主食吗？
对，主食面食。
哇！
你们吃，基本上就到我这个。好吧，说名还不行吗？
海参 cucumber, sea cucumber.
Yeah, that's quite cheap.
哇！
真的这么拿手？哦，它每个下面都刻了，所以你可以吸穿，这样的，对吧？
应该是吧，我不知道，我也没吃过。Yeah. Is it?
Right. 中面。
哦。
也have a 海参汤。
海参汤。
赚钱。
Do you need a spoon? 什么 steam? 这是我们的 main dish.
Let me try this. This is feeding. Olive. The good thing about squads actually in China they're reasonably cheap. In England they're pretty expensive.
This one?
Yeah, usually pretty pricey. Absolutely stuffed. And also they like to often leave a bit. Just make sure you get more than you even need, just so you're never going to be wanting.
It's a part of the politeness and the culture.
We got a few hints of Yantai's other parts of spirit from this fishing village. People here have a deep connection with water around them. They've learned how to turn a tide and earn a victory through their own hands. They also learn that sometimes you need to be relaxed in life and flow down the stream.
对，烟台是什么样的城市？我感觉很发达，很多事情对。
烟台从感觉来讲，它算是一个比较安逸安静的城市。它是一个适合7、8、9月份度假的城市。
对，很多北京人要买房子的。
因为什么呢？它这个旅游啊，没有很多的旅游的地儿。但是你可以到这来什么呢？就是说放松心情。因为沿海城市啊，就是海在北面的，烟台是唯一一个地级城市。
So that was incredible what we saw, right? So we can see the history of this city of over 2,000 years, and it's really diverse, right? It goes back to an emperor basically trying to find eternal life. And then, right. And then it goes over to colonial times when you've got all these European nations coming here, kind of setting up shop essentially and building their consulates and that, and really diverse place and really interesting. So anyone who likes history will really enjoy coming here and learning more about that and Yantai's role in the development of China. But as we travelled around, there's also one other aspect of history very interesting in Yantai, and that is the history of wine.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. They didn't imagine that. So the history of wine in Yantai is also very extensive. It's actually the first winemakers inside China is based in the city, and it's also the largest still today. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, please stay tuned for our next video.